So they would tattoo a 13 on their arm, and then if they did a robbery, a dangerous one, had to show some daring. Then you get the black heart, the crimson heart, above the 13. So, these youngsters back then, big time gamblers, probably, doing their thing, snatching purses, robbing, breaking and entering, doing anything pretty much. Or maybe there were 13 of them, maybe there were just 13 of them. There are 13 close ones that they said, okay, it's us. We're the ones. Puddin used to be anybody and everybody in the area. And they're like, no, we gotta whittle this thing down. So, number one, this is from 1937, August 17th, versus, we'll give it November 2nd, 1944. So this is 7 years. We'll just say 7 years and 3 months, 7 years and two and a half months, something like that. Prior to that, but again, DC. So the one on Convicts and Cops is still the leader in Califas, Los Angeles, as such. Let me also add to this conversation this interesting piece. Now, this one is from 1943. This is a year prior to our boys in LA went crazy and killed people and stuff and robbed people. And then broke out of jail and all that. Here we see Detroit Times, Wednesday, July 21st, 1943. What we see here, this guy over here, look at this guy. You don't want to mess with him, I can tell you right now. Jack Pickering wrote, Here and Now. Number 13 comes back. Again, this is, what did I say, 43, July. The number 13 may be unlucky, but Corporal Robert W. Auger is home with a 13 tattooed on his wrist after 39 months with the Marines in the Pacifics. Okay, so he was out there in the Pacific, World War II, out there, gangster, or not gangster, soldier, like a tough guy, probably a tough son of a gun. Hey, look at him. Looks like he'll choke you with his hands or something. Respect. Sorry, Corporal. He's got a 13 tattooed on his wrist. Okay, so he was out there for 39 months. Why would you divide 39? Why? That's an interesting one. Did you chunk 39 months into 3 as such, or did you just follow the calendar year like everybody else? Is it like, 3 years and 3 months, or a little over 3 years? Why would you divide 39 months by 3 in order to get to 13? That doesn't, for me, logically, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Let's see, the article says, if you want to, you can point out that 39 is 3 times 13. Yeah, I get it. That's, again, maybe. I don't think so. When I met Bob, he was with Emil Magnan, his friend and a war worker at Chrysler. We had a cigarette, and I started to light 3 on a match. Magnan blew the match out. Auger said it didn't bother him. 3 on a match was all right, and 13 was lucky. 3 on a match. I wonder if that's a saying. I don't know what that means. 3 on a match. I thought he was like lighting 3 cigarettes for him and the other 2 dudes with 1 match. And 13 was lucky. He said it didn't bother him. 3 on a match was all right. It's going to light 3 on a match. And 13 was lucky. So that's his number. He's just like, maybe he's just being provocative. He's just kind of an edgy dude. That's not even Auger. That's Pickering. That's the writer. Okay, never mind. But he still looks like he would hurt you if he had to. Maybe not. I want to see Auger. I want to see a tattoo. He had the number tattooed long before Pearl Harbor. Okay, and since then has been through the fighting at Pearl Harbor, Midway, and Tulagi. Anyway, he said, sometimes we've lighted as many as 16 cigarettes with 1 match. Oh, okay, so it is just like a thing, dudes do, I guess. They're drunk and talking shit. And there were times when 8 men smoked the same cigarette. Bob doesn't like to talk about some of his experiences. I do not like to think about it, he says. He is only 22 years old now and enlisted in the Marines 4 years ago because it looked as though we would have to fight a war, and I thought I'd get ready. He wants to get out when the war is over, but not until then. He has various campaign ribbons, which carry 5 stars and has the Purple Heart. He's a G, this guy. But doesn't wear all his ribbons. They just make people ask questions, he says. So he's a tough dude. He's got 13 tattooed on him. It's probably for marijuana. He probably, smoking a cigarette. There were times when 8 men smoked the same cigarette. Maybe that's what they're talking about. 16 cigarettes. Maybe they're talking about reefers. They're just not saying it. After all that time, PTSD, maybe. What else could it be for? Just good luck. It's just one of those old things. It's like people used to carry rabbit's foot around, Yeah. Oh, there he goes. There he is. There's Corporal. I'm not going to read all of this. See. Oh, shit. What does it say? Who knows what these guys be doing back then? Look. Magnum pried out one story. When Bob was leaving for boot camp at Paris Island, he spotted a long, lanky fellow that he'd seen at the recruiting office. The lanky one was all alone. Okay, nice guy. Including people. Why not? Bob went over and talked to him, and it turned out that the boy didn't have anyone to see him off because he was an orphan, so Bob adopted him. On his trip home, Bob brought the lanky lad with him. He slept in Bob's bed. Oh, and Bob slept on the floor. That's really kind of cool. That's like a cultural move. I ain't mad at that. Early the next morning, they found Bob still asleep, but his friend awake and busy polishing Bob's buttons and belts. Okay, it's a whole story. Oh, wait, it might be, okay. He drowned? Oh, he drowned. Maybe Bob killed him. Maybe Corporal killed him. He just got a secret, Sometimes these old, these guys, you never know. There's like that Quentin Tarantino character, Cliff Booth, Like, did he kill his wife? He was like a war hero. He's a goddamn war hero. My maternal grandfather was a Marine in Korea, and paternal grandfather was a Marine, también. Maybe he was in Korea too. Wow, I don't think so though. I think he was somewhere else. He might have been in the Pacific or somewhere else. But then another step grandpa I had he was a pilot. He was flying in the Pacific like that. So anyway, the point is not all of that. The point is that there's a 13 tattoo in 1937. Bam. Okay. That's in Detroit, Michigan. Corporal Auger. Okay. So that's 7 years prior to that's 1 year prior to the MAPA case in Los Angeles with Convicts and Cops, Mundo, etc. But then here's the kicker, the one from 1937, Washington Daily News. The 13 gang coming out of the Pudding Gang with the 13 in the black heart, the crimson heart, no less. Ooh, I love that shit. That's hardcore, dude. Those guys must have been some serious dudes. God. Robbing, stealing, jeez. But they got caught up with and they got dealt with. You can be sure about that. I'm not here to glorify anything. I am not. I'm personally a genealogist, historical genealogist, but more kind of socio-political genealogist. Like I like to explore the systems of society and the historical kind of emergence of institutions, especially with respect to the United States of America. I'm a native son, and et cetera, and like just to see how it all has come to be over time. And so I came across this story, and of course, again, the concept is to reflect it back to a larger, concept of what we call discourse analysis.